So welcome all of you with another session of government budget. Today we have brought an exercise for you with respect to capital receipts and revenue receipts. How can we segregate the transactions into capital receipts and revenue receipts? And again we have another session for segregating the transaction or items into capital expenditure or revenue expenditure. Now starting with the first exercise, that we need to segregate the items of following in terms of capital receipts and revenue receipts. First of all, we need to see when we are taking the first transaction, that is loan from foreign banks. Loan from foreign banks means it's a borrowing, and borrowing will be undertaken as capital receipts because it is a one-time occurrence. We can say it's a non-recurring or it does not occur in usual course of operations of the government. Okay, so if the government needs to take loan, they are going to take loan whenever it requires the emergence of borrowings. So loan from foreign bank will be capital receipts, whereas wealth tax or GST is the revenue tax receipt that we need to understand. So the second one, wealth tax or GST, will be revenue receipts. It is basically a tax receipt. This is basically direct tax, this is basically indirect tax. So whatever be the taxes that are going to the government, they all will be termed as revenue receipts. Now, profits of ONGC. ONGC basically Oil and Natural Gas Corporation, the public sector undertakings, and whatever be the amount of profit will be non-tax revenue receipt. Fine. Now, come to fourth one, sale of air issued disinvestment. Again, it's a one-time occurrence because the government would not like to privatize or would not like to disinvest its public sector undertakings if it is going on profitable move. But whenever there is an emergency that the concern of public is not doing well or is about to undertaken by the or absorbed by the private company, we need to undergo a very harsh decision that is known as disinvestment. So it will be a capital receipts, and it will give you a very big amount of money in the form of receipts. Now, donation, foreign aids are the gifts and grants that are non-tax revenue receipts will come under the revenue receipts section. Now, fee of Commerce College Jaipur. We are having one college that is known as Commerce College, that is purely a government college affiliated from University of Rajasthan, and whatever the amount of fee the students are depositing for the respective undergraduate and postgraduate courses will be deemed to be termed as revenue receipts because it is not a one-time payment, it is a regular course of operations of the payment or receipts to the government. Now, interest received on loan again is basically a revenue receipt. So it's a non-tax revenue receipt. Now, receipt of payment of loan by SBI, it means if the SBI is receiving the payment of its loan given to the public or firms, it means it will be termed as recovery of loan, and recovery of loan will be deemed to be termed as capital receipt. That we need to understand very carefully. Now, issue of KVP. KVP stands for Kisan Vikas Patra. It is basically a small purpose saving deposits being issued by RBI to the public. Again, it will be deemed to be termed as capital receipt. Fine. Why we are terming it as capital receipts? Because we just need to see that these are amounting to a heavy amount of receipts to the government, and again we can say these are non-recurring in nature. Now, last one is 10. Receipt of challan during lockdown. See, student, we can say that revenue receipts, non-tax revenue receipts. Why so? See, during this period of coronavirus, there is a complete lockdown that has been facilitated by the central government, right, by the order of Shri Narendra Modi ji, the Prime Minister of India. He just made the security of all the people of India by making a lockdown, and if anybody just broke out the rule of lockdown, he must be challan suitably and reasonably. So whatever be the amount of challan or fines and penalty being imposed to the person who is just breaking the law or rules will be deemed to be termed as non-tax revenue receipts. So basically this is a small exercise that we have done with you with respect to how we can categorize or segregate the transactions into capital receipts and revenue receipts. Now coming to items or transactions that are going to be segregated in terms of capital expenditure and revenue expenditure. So first of all, subsidies given to farmers are in the course of revenue expenditure, since the government need to help them in the course of the operation of the social welfare objective. So if the necessary tax exemptions or subsidies if are being provided to the farmers, they will be coming under revenue expenditure. Second, construction of government school will be deemed to be termed as capital expenditure, since a building or an asset is going to be built up by the government, right? So whatever the amount of construction of government school, it will make an asset to the government. It means it will be a capital expenditure thereon. Again, jet purchase and Rafale deal. Basically, Rafale deal, a much high issue that the government and the Anil Ambani was involved in that for purchasing some jets and worth rupees more than 40,000 crore from Russia. So whatever the Rafale deal has been undertaken by the government, it will be coming under capital capital expenditure. So jet purchase will be under capital expenditure. Now, repayment of loan, whatever the amount of loan we have taken from home banks or domestic banks or foreign banks, we just need to make a repayment. It will be again under a term of capital expenditure. Now, purchase of 10 JCBs for construction. It means if the government would like to construct metro train, or basically would like to construct some more flyovers, bridges, dam, it needs the heavy machines for construction purposes. It means if we are purchasing some fixed assets for construction purposes, it will be deemed to be termed as capital expenditure. Since we told you, capital expenditure are those expenditure that are undertaken for the increase in asset and reduction of liability. So here, this is reduction of liability. These are the increase in assets of the government. Then payment of salary of staff, it will be deemed to be termed as revenue expenditure, because we need to pay the salary of say railways, we need to pay the salary of say Monty, we need to pay the salary of say SBI Bank, and there are many government undertakings where the several employees have been working out, and we need to pay the salary to each one of them. So we can say payment to salary to staff will be termed as revenue expenditure, because this is occurring in the normal course of government operations. Now, grants to state government again will be deemed to be termed as revenue expenditure, because whatever the grant or relief or donations we are providing to the government. For example, last year in Kerala the flood have been arrived and a mass destruction have been occurred. So, in order to give the relief to the state, the central government has released a wide amount of grant or donations to them for their betterment. So it will be deemed to be termed as revenue sales, because it is in the course of social welfare of the operations of government. Now, coming to the next, that is expenditure and collection of taxes. So whatever the expenditure is going to be undertaken for the collection of taxes will be deemed to be termed as revenue expenses, because this is the duty of the government to collect taxes. For this purpose, we have made the income tax department. If the income tax department is making some kind of expenditure for the collection of taxes, we can say it will be deemed to be termed as revenue expenditure. Repayment of World Bank borrowings will be termed as again capital expenditure, because it is reducing the liability. Purchase of 250,000 ventilators from China is again increasing the asset base. It will be deemed to be termed as capital expenditure, because in the era of coronavirus, we will be needing a huge amount of ventilators, and the cases in India of coronavirus are just on the rise. It may be on the alarming side also, until unless we can protect in a very significant manner. So, purchase of 250,000 ventilators from China will be deemed to be termed as capital expenditure, whereas purchase of 10 lakh masks from China, masks basically utilized in the usual course of operations by government doctors, and they can be thrown away as when they are being used completely. So we can say they will be deemed to be termed as revenue expenditure. Now, last one is payment paid scholarship to 1,000 meritorious student is a basically social welfare measure for the encouragement of the student to perform much higher and better in their future course of study. So whatever is the scholarship being paid by the government for meritorious student will be deemed to be termed as revenue expenditure. So basically this is the basic exercises that we have done with you students. We just need to see, and there are in the board also, there are several questions of 3 to 4 marks that arrive in order to segregate the following into capital expenditure or revenue expenditure, or we can say capital receipts or public receipts. A mix-up question can be arise where which of the following will be categorized as capital expenditure, revenue expenditure, capital receipts, revenue receipts, and then you need to answer by giving a suitable reason. Right? So this is the exercise that we wanted to do with you, as we have done it. Now in coming session, we are going to discuss with the measure of government deficit. Fine? Till then, thank you so much, students. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay happy. Thank you so much.